What's up, YouTube? Jay Traveling here. Today I'm going to talk about the 3060. Its launch day is tomorrow, which is on the 25th. My thoughts on it, what I think could possibly happen, but things already aren't looking too positive after doing some research online. We saw pretty much every GPU launch in 2020 and into 2021 has been pretty disappointing from NVIDIA and AMD. Things like AMD, the processors though, are starting to come back more and more in stock, and we're not seeming to have too many issues with those. But the GPU market is still pretty much non-existent anywhere you go. Even like Newegg had to do the Newegg Shuffle. If you ever bought like a gaming console on GameStop, you have to go through multiple captures just to get into your cart. Same with Best Buy, you have to add it to cart, then wait, then add it to cart again, and then check out. That's pretty much the measures they put in for the bots. Other people have done some really good videos on the bots to show how they work and pretty much how expensive they can be. So people that just want the graphics card, just like one graphics card just for a gaming PC, it's not even worth buying them because the ones that you need can cost thousands of dollars. But we'll look at the 3060, the launch, my prediction on it. I'm really, really hoping for a pretty big launch. Unfortunately, I don't have time tomorrow to be going to Micro Center to get one. I will try and get one online, but I don't know if I'll be able to, depending on the stock and if there's a shortage and the timing of what time they let it, like they release it online in their stores. Usually most places will release around 9 a.m., which is the time I'm probably the busiest, so I'm probably going to miss the launch on it, but I will try and get one and see if I can snatch one up to try it out. I do plan on trying it with mining. I know it's supposed to cripple it, but we'll see firsthand what it can do. Other than that, I'm probably just going to stick it in my girlfriend's PC so that she can edit video. But we'll take a look at the performance of what they're claiming, and I actually have a spreadsheet I found of the pricing of all the AIB cards. So we'll go on the computer now, we'll check it out and see how it's supposed to perform, the pricing, and then we'll talk about my thoughts on it. Alright, so the 3060 performance, here's a chart of benchmarks that they had on it, with Firestrike, TimeSpy, Port Royal, and you can see it pretty much is pretty consistent with sitting pretty much right between the 2060 and 2060 Super. TimeSpy Extreme has it a little over the 2060 Super, but it's sitting right there. The 2060 Super was, definitely a good card. I think it matched GTX 1080 performance pretty much for like $300. The price of this card is supposed to be $329 for the Founders Edition. Founders Edition, to my knowledge, you can still only pretty much get at Best Buy. Most other retailers don't sell it. Unless you go on eBay, you can get one, but it's probably going to be scalped on there. So, here's the price USD right here for the Founders Edition. According to this article, though, obviously no one should expect to buy a graphics card at that price anytime soon. I haven't even seen Founders Editions being dropped at Best Buy recently. I'm not sure if NVIDIA is just selling them on their site to try and prevent some scalping measures or not. Just been seeing a lot of AIB cards being dropped. So in this article, you see the 3060 is supposed to be on par with the 2070 Super. That's what it was leaked at. You see the 3060 up to 19% faster than the 2060. That's a pretty big performance jump, 19%. As far as gaming goes, that's going to put you at a pretty good frame rates. And here's their benchmarks here. I'm not sure where they got these, if they did them themselves or if they found these from somebody else. These, I think, were from somebody else. And there's two different scores on this, and they talked about this in the article right here. So one scored, a frame rate of 67.8. One was 69.8 on all benches. So they think that one was overclocked and one wasn't. So at 69.8 at 1080p on crazy presets, they think that was the stock benchmark, but that's at this card right above the 2070. So that's where they're getting the 2070 Super performance. Now remember, this is a 12 gigabyte GDDR6 GPU, where the 2070s were 8, and even the 3060 Ti's are 8, and the 3070s, as a matter of fact. But any gamer knows that, it's nice to have more VRAM, but you don't really always use it in the games. So 8 gigabytes is plenty for most 1440p gaming. When you get into 4K, that's probably when you would need more VRAM, such as like the 10 gigabytes in the 3080. I've never gamed at 4K on my PC, so I really wouldn't know firsthand. I game at 1440p, but we're sitting just above the 2070, which I ran a 2070 in my personal rig for almost a year, and I was still getting in like Call of Duty like 110 frames a second, pretty consistently at 1440p at pretty high settings. PUBG, I was getting 100 frames a second on pretty much all high settings. So the 2070 was definitely a great GPU, good mid-tier performance. The 3070 obviously is just killing it. I have a few friends that run it and just love it. Personally, right now I'm running a 2080 Super, which I think is pretty good, which is on par with the 3060 Ti. They're pretty much on par with each other as far as performance. But 3060 sitting just between the 3060 Ti and 2070. That makes sense at where it's sitting, because you don't want it to outperform the 3060 Ti, obviously, because it's a less expensive of a graphics card. And here's one article I found that one scalper already was selling them and had them posted. I don't know if this was on eBay or where it was posted, but they were posted for just over $1,000 each. So that's just absurd. That's what you would pay for a 3080, and these people wanted that for a 3060, and they were trying to sell these. Actually, today I think they had them on sale. So they had them for sale one day prior to launch. And then here's all the AIB partner cards. So this is the pricing that was released. Like this Asus TUF, this is what I got a 3060 Ti for. I think I paid that back in December for my 3060 Ti. That was the Asus TUF. The Strix 500, Zotac Gaming 500. Zotac's actually pretty expensive. I mean, they're a good brand, but personally, I'm not a huge fan of how their GPUs look as far as an aesthetic, but they perform really good. The Venice 484 and the Gaming X Trio 515. That Gaming X Trio actually looks really nice. It has really good cooling on it. I picked up a 3060 Ti in it, and I mean, there's the box there, and sent it to my friend in the Marines. I bought it for him. I mean, he paid me for it, but I picked it up for him at MSRP, and it looked pretty sick in his build. Very sharp looking card, good cooling. His GPU temps dropped significantly when he put that into his computer, and he was running an MSI Gaming X 1070, so it's not like he had a junk GPU in it before. But these are pretty much 50% over the Founders Edition, which is crazy because I don't know if the Founders Edition is going to be dropped tomorrow. I would assume that it would. I don't see any reason why the Founders Edition card wouldn't be dropped tomorrow. But for an AIB card, which is what most people are going to want or get, most people is all you're going to be able to get your hands on. You're looking at almost a $500 price tag just to get that. Now, I'm hoping this article is wrong, which I doubt, but Tom's Hardware is usually pretty accurate what they're putting out. But those are what we're looking at paying for it. So at these price tags, with the crippling on mining, you might be able to have a better shot at getting them, but we'll see. So we saw the benchmarks, the price tags, and pretty much I'm hoping for a pretty big launch. I know NVIDIA, the stock the past few weeks has been pretty slim and pretty limited. Even my local Micro Center hasn't really been getting much stock in. Their shipments were anywhere between 20 to 30 GPUs, and that's across the board for all of them. Get a shipment, it's like 5 3060 Ti's and 20 3070s. I see more 3070s than 3060 Ti's, and obviously 3080s. 3080s are only coming in like 4 or 5 at a time. So I'm hoping that slim stock just means that they were putting their focus on these 3060s to have a huge drop when they come out, and they'll be shipping hundreds of cards to every location. Obviously, that's a speculation on my part. I really have no information on that. But I'm hoping for a pretty big drop. I'm hoping to get my hands on one. It sucks seeing the AIB cards priced so high. I'm hoping that when stock comes in, that AIB cards can drop a little bit, just for the people that have waited that long. At least they can get a better price tag for it. But to pay what I was paying for a 3060 Ti for 3060 kind of sucks. But I'll keep my eye out on Newegg and Amazon, and probably that's it. Amazon and Newegg I'll probably look at tomorrow to see if I can purchase a 3060 and see what it can do. As far as a mining standpoint, with it crippling it, every article I've really read pretty much states Ethereum. I mean, that's the big coin to mine right now, so that might be why they're talking about it. But if that's the only algorithm and it's going to cripple, it's still going to make it pretty profitable on other ones. I know I mine Ravencoin still, and Bitcoin Gold looks like it's profitable. And there's other stuff that NVIDIA is good at, like Conflux, that I haven't personally mined, but I know other miners have. That's been pretty profitable for them for NVIDIA cards. So if that's the only algorithm is Ethereum that's going to like slash the hash rates on, then miners could still be picking this GPU up. But I'm sure some are going to wait and not get them on launch day until some other miner gets it and tests it out to see if that's accurate or not. That's all just a speculation right now. But as far as a gaming standpoint, where you're sitting, in that between the 20, like right around 2060 Super and 2070 standpoint, with people claiming it's going to push closer to the 2070 Super in performance. I mean, that's pretty big, and for $500, I mean, that's pretty much what you would have got a 2070 for anyway. I think I got mine open box at Micro Center for like $375 a year and a half ago. So I mean, that's pretty on par with the performance you would have paid for at that time. Not like the 3070 and 3060 Ti that were just like very good deals, and still are pretty good deals as far as the performance you get out of them. With the 3060 Ti sitting like a 2080 Super, and then you have the 3070 that almost outperforms the 2080 Ti. Then the 3080, that's just like a powerhouse, and the 3090 is obviously a monster too. But they also come at a pretty high price tag. But I mean, if there is a pretty big launch, which I'm hoping for, it could also drive down prices in the used market, because if somebody can get that 2070 performance and 2070 Super performance for $500 brand new, or if the founders card's around $329 brand new, then they're not going to be going out and buying 2070s for $500-600 and 2070 Supers for $800, or even 2080 Supers for like $800. They're going to be buying a brand new card that they have the warranty with, that they bought at a store that they know is going to work, and if it doesn't work, they can just return it. Then the used GPU that may have issues. So hopefully, if there's a big enough launch, we can see the used GPU prices starting to go down a little bit. I know with the mining craze, that helps boost the GPU market as far as used, because miners start buying them up to mine. But from a gaming standpoint, and usually miners aren't buying the older GPUs anymore. They're usually looking to get the best performance now. So they're buying up a lot of the 3060 Ti's and 3070s because they're performing great. But if we see a large enough launch and enough saturation in the market of 3060s, one, people won't be buying them and putting them on eBay for like $700-800. They'll be pretty much not forced to keep them if they're a scalper, but they won't be selling for much more than MSRP. I know there's a lot of states that don't have like Best Buys and Micro Centers in them or readily available. So they kind of resort to Amazon and the internet to get stuff shipped to them, which kind of sucks. And that's where a lot of the scalpers probably make the most of their money. But hopefully it's a big enough launch that we can get some used GPUs, their prices down a little bit, and actually have stock in stores for more than 24 hours. But let me know your thoughts on the 3060 launch. What you guys think it's going to do performance-wise. If you're going to get one, what you plan on doing. If you're going to try mining with it, or you're just going to get it strictly for gaming. But thanks for checking this video out. Make sure you hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. Stay tuned for more.